What's up, guys? So this is me versus Salamangreat, and this is a really hard matchup for Rescue Ace. Actually, Salad is a back row deck with the ability to combo, and that's what makes it so hard, because Rescue Ace does not play well into back row decks. They have Rage, they have Raw, and then they can play a lot of hand traps, and they're super consistent. It's just very hard to deal with. Salad is what Rescue Ace is trying to be right now, to be honest, so it's actually quite a shame. Now, my hand is really good, actually. It allows me to make Turbulence and play around Moonlit Chill and play around Veiler and Imperm and play around Nib, which is exactly what happens. So first I go into the Proxy F play, he's going to Nib me. I'm like, sure, Nib's doing nothing here. I rescue, bring back the Turbulence, and then I go for my Turbulence. I set 3 because obviously 2 of the spells are in my hand. Now this is a pretty good position. I'm feeling like, yeah, like I've got alert, I've got recursion, everything, but then he normal summons Flame Buffalo, and I'm like, damn, Salad is so hard. So on the Flame Buffalo, look, from my perspective, I don't want this card to resolve. Salad struggles sometimes to play through their normal summon getting stopped, and if Flame Buffalo resolves, I mean, that card says draw 2. It's a huge issue, so I do want to kind of emergency into contain or emergency into extinguish. Unfortunately, he does Ash that, which is hugely problematic because, yeah, now it's just going to be hard to stop. Salad is also a deck that extinguish is not very useful against, because so many of their monsters, so many of their cards are going to be protected, because if they're not, if it's a Salad name, Bailings will just protect it. If it's a non-Salad name, sure, but as you can see, you'll see later, this guy is not playing a lot of non-Salad cards. So yeah, he's going to start comboing, going to the Link 4, get a lot of cards out. Now, what's the first thing for me here? I really need to out this Rage. If I don't out this Rage, I'm just not going to be able to play. And so I'm just going to go straight to Battle Phase, try and bait it out. Now, there is a world where perhaps I summon Preventer or something first, but I don't know what his other set is. And if I do that, all of the cards in my fields are going to get popped by Rage, because Rage obviously is going to be a pop 4 with that Link 4, which is a big problem. And to be honest, Rage and them having a good Link 4 is a particular issue as well, because it means they can just out your whole board and your back row without doing much. So because of that, I'm like, nah, I don't want to commit anything to the board. If I had Phoenix maybe as well, that might have been okay, but yeah. So I go into Preventer summon itself, air left to summon itself, I go into Heatleo, and my goal here is I want to outwill, I need to deal with his other back row, and I need to ideally get rid of this Link 4, but you're going to see I misplay against this Link 4. I forgot the fact that it basically revives itself, which is really hard to deal with. So I go into Heatleo, I spin back the Desires, and ends up, yeah, he showed me, and I was just so sad, like, I wasted that Heatleo on the Desires. I should have just gone for the Will, but I was scared it was like an Imperm or something. Now, I activate Rescue Ace HQ, which is good, but I make a huge misplay here. I say it was a misplay. I misclicked and I put back Turbulence, which I did not mean to, and it really hurts because I top deck the Rescue. Like, I would say this is critical. I think if I didn't make that misplay, I might have still had a chance, but from here I would say it's pretty much over, because I just don't have enough interruption to out the rest of his board. And again, with Salad, it's really key that you stop them early on. I would say they're kind of similar to Dragon Link as well, where it's like they have so many extenders, so much gas, that if you don't stop their initial normal summon or book it or something, they just do a madness. So yeah, you're gonna see he's gonna start spamming Salad summons. Extinguish is basically useless, so it's fine that I don't have that. But even the Contain is doing nothing unless I have access to Hydrant, which I don't. Now he's gonna summon out Foxy, I think, and then I'm going to special summon my fire attacker, and so he's going to very intelligently not even waste his time adding back. Even though he sees the Raw, to him it's like, what's the point of adding back? It just gives me a draw 2 discard 1, and he knows he's ahead, so he can just kind of play it safe from here. So yeah, I mean, look, he's completed out in my board. I don't really have anything left. He's got access to Raw again. I mean, even looking at his hand, he has the absolute nuts, so I just scoop it up there. Now, going into the next game, we're going to take first place again. So 1-for-1, lovely starts. Now this is one of those lovely situations where your opponent does not open any hand traps, so again I get to full combo and just kind of do whatever the heck I want. I don't know why, but in my heart I just really felt like he wasn't going to play evenly or something, which is why I just overcommitted to the board. But yeah, I'm going to go into Heat Soul as well, because I realized that Nib is the card I really care about, which is why I even normal summoned the Veiler. I was like, I don't think Veiler's enough. I didn't see access code last game, and so I had an inkling that maybe he wasn't playing it. And I really wanted to see Nib. I felt like Nib was the only way I could consistently stop him just kind of breezing through my whole board. Luckily enough, he basically opens, I wouldn't say a brick, but it's not a great hand going second. He's got Raw and Rage, which do nothing. He top decks Veiler, which does nothing, and then 2 normal summons and Will. Now, Will actually can summon from hand, so I'm not sure why he didn't use Will. Oh, well, I would have just popped it anyway. But yeah, he's going to try and do Salamangreat of Fire. I don't want this to resolve, and his normal summon of Salamangreat Fire is a good sign to me, because if he normal summons that and I stop that, it does really hurt that card. He's no longer be able to use it for a link, and he doesn't get the Gazelle off it, so he doesn't get the big combo, so he's just going to scoop there. And then game 3 going second, I really feel as though I should have won this. I think I probably did make a few misplays, but honestly I don't remember. And this is again what's so good about Salad. They combo so efficiently off 1 or 2 cards, and he drew the Rage and Roar anyway, so I mean he's already in a great position. He just needs to get some Salad cards on board, like just for the follow-up. And Salad is a deck that I would say they are really, really strong on turn 3 and beyond. Like their turn 1 is good, but turn 3, when they've already got cards in graveyard and stuff, they just do a madness. So yeah, you can see him, he's got all that recursion, he's put back in. I didn't open any hand traps, which is a bit of a shame. He's going to use the new Weasel card as well, which that card is also lovely because it gives him huge amounts of recursion, being able to special summon and draw, which is lovely. Now, I do open 2 Cyclones, which is great, and I think from here is probably where I could have played it a bit better. Now, looking at this game state now especially, I probably could have gone for just a flat out OTK here, and that would have been okay. They're probably, if I played Unicorn especially, I think actually Unicorn's probably the biggest thing that stopped me here from getting that flat out OTK. But yeah, I'm going to go into Heater first. Now, I bring out Raging Phoenix with my thought being that potentially I can make a really big access code and punch him twice. But I don't realize, or not I don't realize, but because he has Gazelle in hand. Yeah, I didn't realize actually. I put it as, because he has Gazelle in hand, what's going to happen is his Gazelle's going to come out when I pop his Link 4, which I'm holding so that he can't revive it. And so because of that, now I know I can't kill him. So it's like, okay, I need to out the Rage. If I don't out the Rage, then I'm not even going to be able to interact with him. Well, I say Rage, Roar. If I don't out Roar, I'm not going to be able to interact with him next turn. So I get my Turbulence set. So I'm just going to attack his card and try and deplete his resources a bit. But then I completely forget that, again, that this Raging Phoenix card, it's so good. Killing the Gazelle ends up being not ideal because it brings up Raging Phoenix. And then now I can't do much. So look, I'm going to out his back row just because I need a way to play the game. And put out Sunlight Wolf as well, just because it gives me some recursion. He opens Salamangreat Fire. So that's another big misplay on my part because I should have summoned first and stopped that. That would have probably been helpful. But I'm going to go into Emergency to add back Turbulence for next turn. The reason why I've gone for Turbulence in this instance instead of Preventer is because while Preventer is good, I have Rescue, and I feel like a Book of Moon may be useful, so I'd rather keep the Preventer in graveyard in that situation. And I don't think I have 2 Prevent. Yeah, I didn't have the second Preventer in deck as well, so I couldn't have Emergency for that one. Now he does Kurakara on my board, which is also quite big, but yeah, I just have to let that through. He's gonna go into Heater. And I just don't really have anything amazing to summon. So like, yeah, I do Fire Engine, and Fire Engine summons Airlifter, but in this game state, it's really not adding that much. He is already so far ahead. And again, this is what I'm talking about with Salad. Like, they can just use 1 or 2 cards to really, really hard punish you, and then Rage and Roar give them really effective interaction on your turn. And their deck just won't die. Their deck is really good at just not dying. So you're going to see him start to combo off, go through all the Salad names, reset his Salad spells and traps. And in the meantime, I've only got 2 cards basically to play with next turn because I'm fairly worried that he's going to out my board. I can't remember if he outs my board as well or not. But even without that, I mean, it's just looking too good for him. He's got Rage, he's got Roar. Now, here I'm like, I need some way to bait Rage and Roar. Now, I could have gambled and added Preventer to hand, used Preventer's effect. The disadvantage of that, though, is that if he negates the alert straight away, I just hard lose there. So I'm like, I don't really want to take that risk. I think I may lose. Let me get rid of Emergency. So I go into Phoenix to try and bait out Roar. That works, but he's still got Rage. So I think, okay, maybe my play here is to crash. Now, thinking about it, what I could have potentially done is gone for the... Actually, no, Turbulence is quite bad here. It doesn't really do anything. So now I think it actually makes sense to go for Preventer first. But yeah, I've gone for Preventer with the thought of, let me crash this and summon Airlifter. But the Salad Fields Bolt actually comes up, stops me crashing my Preventer, which means that, yeah, my Airlifter, I need to find another way essentially to get it out, which is going to be Turbulence, but it makes no difference because as soon as I summon it, yes, I bring out Airlifter, but that just doesn't do anything adding the HQ. All of my Rescue Ace cards are in the grave, so I'm just too far behind, and there's no way I can get control of the game anymore. So yeah, definitely I'd say that game 3, I probably could have played it better. There was probably a line that could have been a bit better, but still a very, very nice matchup. One of the great things about Salad, I feel like, is that it feels a bit closer to, I don't want to say old school Yu-Gi-Oh, but it doesn't feel as crazy power crept to some of the new decks. Like, you do feel like you get to interact with it, and you never really feel like you're being completely styled on just by a deck being unfair in terms of gas or unfair in terms of like locking you out of the game. which is quite cool. So yeah, GG to King of Flames. He did a really good job. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.